ChatGPT, ChatGPT 2, ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT 4, GPT 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, infinity! We're all doomed! Jokes aside, I know we're all terrified and excited at the same time about all the possibilities of artificial intelligence. But as you can guess from the title of this video, I am getting a little bit sick of the conversations that are happening, especially around how AI is going to replace everything we love about being human. Why? Because the conversation is taking away all agency from us. Is there a lot of risk in what's unfolding? Absolutely. Is AI going to integrate completely into our lives? It's already happening. Will we be replaced by robots or non-physical AIs? Well, it depends what we do from here. And this is why I think the conversation needs to shift to counterculture. And this doesn't mean eliminating AI. We have so much to benefit from this technology if we use it as a tool and not be controlled by it. So this means talking less about it becoming an overlord of humans and more so a potential amplifier of what we could be as a human race. But first, let's back up and define what counterculture actually means in the context of this video. The dictionary defines counterculture as a way of life and a set of attitudes that is opposed to or in variance with the prevailing social norms. If we use the suffragette movement as an example, we know that it gave women basic human rights. But it didn't happen over a year, 2 years, 3 years. It happened over the span of decades. We're talking just under 100 years. And sure, there's been a lot of criticism over early waves of feminism, but you can't discount the impact of this movement on our modern rights. The fact that we can work, vote, open a bank account, run a business, or even join a previously male-only club. This is all linked back to this long-spanning movement. And I know we like to think of the 60s as this sort of hippie era with, people running around with flowers in their hair, burning their bras, running off to Woodstock, taking psychedelic drugs and doing weird experiments. This was a huge counterculture against war and a critical point for demanding individual freedom. Sexuality and free speech were really important topics at that time. But depending on who you speak to, this was either the beginning of the end for our morals as a society or the birth of our modern freedoms that we're still building on today. Fast forward to the 2000s, and we are now in a relentless pace of change. We are overwhelmed by how much technology is changing our society, changing our habits as people. Social media has become integrated into our daily lives. It's not about one generation, it's about all generations. And every day we have new articles talking about how technology is breaking new boundaries. Whether it's on Earth, in space, we are overwhelmed by what technology has to offer us. The good thing is we're seeing greater opportunities for individuals. We're seeing greater opportunities for people to take economic freedom into their own hands, no matter where they are in the world. As long as you've got an internet connection and a device, you can start your own business. You can become an influencer. You could be almost anything you want to be. But we're also seeing the social fabric being redesigned and resewn in real time, something previous generations wouldn't even recognize. And whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, it goes back to your beliefs. But my point is, counterculture takes time. Contrary to popular belief, AI has been around as a concept for a long time. We're talking 1950s when it started to be discussed. Now, obviously not in its current form, but it's not new. It's not celebrating its first birthday with ChatGPT 4. So while the experts and tech companies have been mulling over this for decades, building those algorithms, building those models, heck, even getting the underlying infrastructure to support such resource-intensive technology, we have had no time to adjust to the consequences of these AI solutions being released into the world. And like any new technology, governments and regulators have not been in lockstep with the research and development going into AI. So I want to focus on just one key message for this video when it comes to AI. We need to stop acting like we are at the mercy of these tech companies, because counterculture never starts with those who are in power or stand to benefit. It starts with a growing dissatisfaction with the status quo. Cruelty-free products didn't emerge overnight. It's been decades of long battles. And the only reason that companies have started to shift in this direction is because of consumer pressure and growing competition from alternative companies who offer cruelty-free only products. These take time to build up and become profitable and attractive to consumers. So we need to build momentum of dissatisfaction and channel this into healthy alternatives. This means talk with your money. Let your values speak louder than your social media posts. Support companies and small businesses that will integrate AI into our lives with an ethical and sustainable framework where our human rights are preserved. Support and pay attention to research going into how this can even be possible. Become an active agent, not a helpless recipient of the world that the tech companies are creating consciously or unconsciously. Because they're not going to be motivated by what's best for humanity unless they've got a leader who truly cares about these things and is willing to put that above profit. The railguards really need to come from society. What world do we want to live in? What rights are even important to us? How do we prioritize those rights and values? Each country might have its own way of approaching this, but this is the counterculture we need to start building. We have everything at our fingertips to decide the future we want to have. But this means revisiting our habits. TikTok can't force you to install it and check it every millisecond. That's a choice. We can push against the culture of hypervigilance over social media. It means choosing to be bored sometimes, choosing to be bored for half an hour, choosing to do something that demands you to work more for your entertainment. And we're already seeing this. People are choosing to uninstall their social media apps, to take a break, to detox from this constant, ADHD inducing consumption of content. AI is going to be an amazing push forward for us, whether it's medicine or just ability to live in dignity. Think of how much it can do for the elderly. There is so much potential, but only if we choose how we use it and put limits on how it can affect our social fabric. Please don't give in to the campaign of fear that is consciously or unconsciously being spread, whether it's news outlets, alternative media, influencers who are responding to what's happening with GPT. Be an active consumer of technology. Choose to be part of a counterculture that protects our fundamental human rights. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. It really does help the channel. And if you want to help it more, then like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. If you didn't like it, drop us a comment. Let us know what we can do differently. I always say me, what I can do differently. Maybe it's my multiple personalities. But definitely let me know your thoughts. Maybe you have different ideas. Of course, we're going to have different ideas. It's a complex and nuanced topic. But that's it from me today. I hope you have a fantastic day, evening, afternoon, night, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you next time.